Alright, welcome to what people have dubbed JJ Entertainment. I am alone for today, but I'm still playing Battlegrounds because it's still the new hip thing to do. And let's see if I can do better than usual. Gonna try to aim for a mech or beast strategy because, as we've seen, all other tribal strategies aren't really that strong, although they are adding more murlocs and demons in the near future. But until then, mech is where it's at, and beast is always a good alternative. Let's see, what does she do again? Random-friendly mech, demon, murloc, and beast. So, okay, Ragnarok seems really strong in the early game, but this seems to be permanent buffs. I'm not sure if she's better, but I think if I can go with like a bit of a hybrid strategy, I can probably do decently well. I didn't even check. Does it include mechs? Because otherwise I should probably go for beasts. No, it doesn't include mechs, yeah. See?
What's your strategy this
all
time?
Well and good. Huh. Alicat, Direwolf, or Mekaru. At the end of the day, they both do hit for 2 on average, and Direwolf's gonna be the better one once I have more of a board. Next turn I can either tier up or recruit a minion and hero power. Maybe I can get a decent mech to put next to it. I'm still relatively sold on the hybrid strategy until we get a clear crystallization of what we're going for. Facing Patchwork first time around. He supposedly is the second best hero by win rate, but he just doesn't have anything except... Well, that was unfortunate. Except for health. Taking 2 points of damage is pretty much the minimum we can take right now, so that's fine. Pretty much every other person did. I mean, don't mind if I do, right? And that already seems like a halfway decent board. Probably gonna rank up next turn, which means that I'm not gonna have the money to buy anything. Which would mean that I can still, however, afford the hero power, so that should be somewhat decent. And I can reroll once to freeze to potentially freeze a better board. I'm gonna face Putricide, who's won his last match. He dealt 2 points of damage against Mukla, so nothing extraordinary here. Wow, that, well, you know. The way it's currently going, I'm losing, believe it or not. But it's the early game. Anything can happen. And...
Welcome back. How's it going out there?
I mean... I kind of have to, right? He still has the +1. I can, well, you know. Also have to on that front. I mean, I'm not gonna freeze that board. That's not really surprising. I'm gonna move those that way because you want the passive buff to die last. Well, in this case, you still put some to the right because of the positioning, of course. And I think this is pretty solid right now. Okay, that looks like a win though. Nope, it's actually a tie. I'll take it. And, well, it looks like I'm gonna be facing Maleficent Mana Storm, who, despite being supposedly the best hero, still does not appear to have done much. Getting an extra mech here, so I have 2 mechs already. I have 1 beast. I could, if I had the mana, hero power to buff all 3, because the Amalgam is also a Murloc and Demon. So again, I don't feel too bad about the strategy despite losing every turn so far. I don't know. We did upgrade very late, but I think that was somewhat valid given what we got offered. That does of course mean that we're delayed for all of our future upgrades as well because they'll be more expensive. But we are facing the person in last, and she has a Mekaru and a Vulgar Homunculus. That does not seem very strong. And it ain't, so delivering a smackdown there. And let's see who we're facing next. That appears to be Bartendron. And I don't really want any of that stuff necessarily right now. Wait, I mean, it's micro... I'll take 2 micro machines. I think right now I'm putting it to the right, though. I mean, they keep growing. I kind of feel like that's not the worst idea. I can rank next turn, get a reroll, potentially freeze, and a hero power in. I still think that the hero power is pretty good if you use it often enough, if you can squeeze it in. Of course, you can't always do that. Ooh, Bartender seems to have a reasonably strong lineup, and he gets the Divine Shield and the strongest minion, which is unfortunate. But we seem to be getting good trades here. Yep, that's good enough. I'll take that. We seem to be rising through the ranks here, already being in 2nd place.
You're good at this.
Well, you know. I believe I get to keep all the buffs. So yeah. It's a 4/4 that gains +2 at the start of turn. I was tempted to put it all the way to the left because that will have the most attack. And I think I'm gonna rank, and I'm gonna pick up the... Give your demons +1/+1. I have one of those. Give a friendly mech +2/+2. How about that?
Defensive systems online.
I think this way is better. So yeah, the microbot already being pretty, well, macro, I guess. Large, that is. And we're facing number 1, who is, was it Giant Fin? Yeah, Giant Fin. And start of your next comment, give your, oh god, Spirit of the Murloc. And it's surprisingly strong Murloc strategy right now. I mean, he'll weaken in the late game, when his best recruit will be Primal Fin, a Lookout. That's gonna be not the best days for him. Do we just go for rank 4 straight away? I mean, Battlecry give your other max +2 attack seems pretty decent, as well as Zubot. You know, I think I'm gonna keep buying one more time. I'm gonna go Zubot and this guy. I'm gonna roll twice. And I'm gonna just hero power. Getting some stats out there. I could have hero powered first to make it more likely that it hits the micro machine, which is more important to my strategy right now than some of the other junk that I have. But I think I'm doing reasonably well with my hybrid strategy, which means I'm recruiting mechs, which are the strongest tribe, as well as 1 direwolf and an amalgam, which is the strongest card. Facing Putricide, last time we did reasonably well against him, but that was like in the very beginning. Yeah, he also goes for Murlocs. That is not a strong strategy necessarily. And we'll see that right now, because we are winning actually. Unfortunately, didn't retain too many minions, but hitting him in the face for 7 seems reasonable. That, I was about to say, should put us back closer to the top. It seems reasonably even, actually. People are still switching places a lot. I'm gonna rank up. I think I wanna buy this guy, sell one of those, then put it on the amalgam, re-roll, see if there's anything good. There really isn't. And hero power, and then put him further to the right, like 3 stars. Yeah, that's fine. Getting our big hit in first. There doesn't seem to be a lot of Divine Shield going around, otherwise we might not want to do that. Getting our Divine Shield second, and then having the big taunt to protect our passive buffs, like, well, our passive buff, singular, the direwolf. So I think that's reasonable. Also, the direwolf buff being on the taunts means that we're gonna get the most hits out of that. I'm gonna be on the receiving end of those, of course. But overall, I think our board state could be a lot worse. And we are facing King Makla, who's currently number 1, but I feel like right now that doesn't mean very much, considering that everyone seems to be somewhat evenly sloped there. And I don't feel too bad about our board. Let's see what he has. He has beasts, unsurprisingly. With one big taunt beast, he has a pack master, he has a hyena, he has one rat pack, which was unfortunate. But otherwise, I think we're still somewhat even. What has he adapted that into? That seems... Oh no, it's not adapted, it's magnetized. Otherwise it would have been plants. Fun fact, there's only 8 of the 10 existing adaptations in this game mode. Yeah, I was about to say, at this point, we could have just hoped to kill him one more of his things. I think, at this point in the game, taking 8 damage isn't the most worrying thing that could happen. None of these seem hugely relevant to my strategy. I'm just going to rank up once again. I'm going to re-roll. Decide that I don't want any of these necessarily, and I'm just going to hero power again. And I know we're losing matches, and I'm effectively just barely increasing the power of my board. But I have the feeling that at the higher ranks, getting some like junk bots and what does the Iron Sensei do again? At the end of your turn, give another. I mean, that's pretty strong. It's late-ish in the game. I mean, I have so many dead drops there. I think I'm gonna freeze that. I'm gonna use him next turn. Maybe even get the Infested Wolf, although I'd probably rather reroll once more. And just start buffing my mechs. Maybe getting like something something like a Vermin Sensei or something, just to get an extra buff on the Amalgam. That's a nice thing about the Amalgam, you can get all the buffs. I take a Toxfin, although he has pretty high attack. That was the right target to hit, luckily for me. Had he hit the Amalgam, that would have been dead right away. Speaking of dead Amalgams, there goes his. And killed almost all the mechs before hit him. So yeah, that worked out reasonably well. Dealing 7 points of damage, so he's still ever so barely in there. I wanted that Sensei. Nah. Not with a mixed strategy. No. I mean, is it worth 2 coins? I'll do it. First, let's keep rolling. Rolling. So let's put that. I mean, it doesn't really matter where I put it, really. Some more stats all around the board. Well, I mean, I guess the exact same stats because I sacked a 3/3, got a 2/2, and it's end of turn though, right? So it triggers before the combat phase, so that's nice. My taunt got bigger, which is the most important one to be big, really. I mean, the microbot is just to kill things. The taunts are to keep my other stuff alive, or even to just live themselves for a long time, so that hopefully I have minions left before my opponent runs. Oh well, when my opponent runs out, so that I can then win the combats. I'm facing Maleficent, who is a lot lower right now than me, so she doesn't seem to have the strongest strategy. Last we faced her, she still had a Vulgar Homunculus in there, so it does not appear to be something hugely worrying. Giant Fin and Makla are more concerning right now, but it looks almost like we are gonna actually top 4 in this one. I mean, I don't know how everyone else matched up. I did get the +2/+2 on the Divine Shield, so that's big. I did also hit the Microbot a little unfortunately there, but it lived, which is all that it really needs to do there, because then I can hit again. Hopefully to his Microbot maybe, I don't know. Yay, Microbot trades. And that is a couple points of damage, not quite lethal, but 1 off. First person's already eliminated, so that's not too bad for our ranking. We are facing Giant Fin, however, which is unfortunate. I finally got my junk bot, so that's nice. I'm not gonna wait till I guess I should have waited. I should have waited. I guess I'm gonna get rid of this guy. I'm gonna get another Houndmaster really quickly. Just keep buffing that. The question is, do I buff the junk bot or the amalgam? I think I'm gonna buff the amalgam. Or do I? I mean, I guess I'll keep rolling first anyways, because I have one more recruit that I can do. The recruit in the roll. I don't necessarily mind buying and reselling for simple stat buffs. This guy seems useful. Don't have that many beasts. Psychotron seems decent, but I don't think he's single-handedly worth freezing.
Defensive systems online.
I kind of want to upgrade the junk bot. Because I have a feeling it's going to attack before too many mechs have died. And I also have the feeling that I want this guy to maybe attack a little later. Oh, and don't forget the hero power. Extra health on the junk bot and the taunt and the direwolf, of course. Direwolf is always going to get the extra health, which is actually good, because with the hero power, getting +1 health is not as important as getting +2 or 3 health, so reliably being able to buff the same minion over and over is a lot better, because you're always dealing with multiples of something, of their attack values. And if you say that their average attack is 5, then if you're at 15, getting a +1 is better than if you're at 14, for example. Gotta buff one of our random mechs. He's still playing Murlocs. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Especially with his Tidecaller profiting a lot from his hero power. So, of course, does the old Merc guy. Junkbot is already doing his thing. And didn't die yet, so that's pretty good. So we might just tie this. Actually, no, we win this even. Ever so barely. Didn't look like it in the beginning. And yeah, we're just with one minion dealing 8 damage. Maleficent's still hanging in there, so is Patchwork, and I don't really want to discover a Murloc, I don't think so. Upgrading? Not right now. I'll do it later. Let's see, what can we get? Only have one demon, that's probably not worth it. A Noyo module might be. Yes, security rover, please. Gotta make some space, but it's unfortunate that always the guys that I want to sell later get buffed. Maybe I should actually sell them first. I should have to sell one more. Because I want to get the Noyo module on the security rover. Unfortunately, I can't just put something back on my hand, so maybe the Neutron has to go. So I can do this. I think that's a decent thing, because all the extra guys that spawn will keep buffing the junk bot over and over. I can do this already. I think I'm gonna actually freeze that. It doesn't look that great, but the Menagerie Magicians, given the board, will both buff the Direwolf, which has 1,000,000 buffs, as well as the Amalgam, so that should be pretty good. The Iron Sunset currently buff the Amalgam. Speaking of Amalgams, his is already dead. His strategy seems to be max now, but he doesn't have a junk bot yet, which is good for me. Of course, also good for me if Maleficent and him get knocked out of the game, because then the minions they have go back into the pool, so that I can then recruit them. And it looks like I might just... Actually, I think this is a tie. Well, depends on what he summons, I guess. Well, I guess it's a loss. So that's unfortunate. But I would still suspect that 2 of the other people might die this turn, yep. So, top 4 is almost guaranteed for us. The question is, can we get a win somewhere?
I like where you're going with this.
Again, not gonna pick Okay, I know what I'm doing. Fuck, I have to get a coin somewhere. Well, Iron Sensei, you've done good.
I like where you're going with this.
I think getting 8/8 buffs in there and a Tavern Tier 6 minion was probably worth it. Kangaroo's Apprentice seems pretty decent. Put Junkbot to the end, put Apprentice somewhere around here, so that my mechs die over and over. Now, unfortunately, she is likely going to summon some security rovers, but I think, given our Junkbot-centric strategy, all of a sudden, that this is going to work out reasonably well. The Murlocs should fall off in power now. We've already seen him fall off a little bit in rank, so he is losing battles. Ooh, boy. It's a lot of poisons. Oh fuck, I put the security rover all the way to the left on a full board, so it didn't even do too much. That was my bad. We do seem to get the Kangaroo's Apprentice now, which gives us another security rover, which is gonna be good. As well as an amalgam, which is okay. And this seems somewhat even right now. Slightly favoring him, of course, and he is gonna win this. The question is just how little or much damage we're going to take, and it's 1 plus his Tavern level. Which means we're taking 6 points of damage. Does potentially knock us out of the top 4 for the time being. Nope, ever so barely still in there. And we're facing, of course, number 1 Makla. Do we just rank up and hope we can buy something useful? Makla has been consistently winning. So, gotta do something. I think we're gonna try. Mama Bear is not actually that good in this build. Second security rover doesn't really do us anything. The Zoobot does, but then I have to sell the Menagerie Ward, which I guess is okay. It's a mech as opposed to the Menagerie Magician, of course. It's a mech as opposed to the Magician, which is already a bit of a boost. Should have definitely hero powered first. Luckily, it did go correctly to the Junkbot. And I wanted to do something like this, I think. So that we get, hopefully, a proc or so. Maybe I'll even put Zubat all the way to the left, just so we have a bit of board space. I think this is more or less how I'd want it to go.
Keep up the momentum.
Zubat dies, Rover summons, that kind of progression. He's going Beasts, and he has Cleave in the first one, which doesn't even do too much right now. We hit into the Divine Shield, which is unfortunate, but of course because of Taunt necessary. Pack Leader should hopefully die soon, so should Hyena, but it looks like we might die here. Especially with him getting a lot of the attack orders correct. Depends a little bit on the Kangaroos, but I don't think there's a strong out here. Security Rover is definitely the best choice, and the one hitting in there is very good. Actually, this is a tie. I'm perfectly content with a tie, because Toki is likely gonna die. No, she isn't, but Pewterside did. I'll take it. Yeah, I think it's time to sell the Zoobot again. Get the Vermin Sensei in here. You know, sell the Vermin Sensei, we'll roll first. Oh, I should have actually played the... oh boy. Should have played that mech that gives +2 attack to all of them. That was a mistake. I'll take Replicating Menace though. Oh, there.
I didn't like that one either. Here's a goal
on where is the real question, but I guess on one of the taunts. Maybe actually on the security rover, so it has more health. Well, hindsight being what it is, I guess I'm getting Sneeds. Putting him on the left. He's gonna make his own board space. That's fine. Facing Giant Finn, still not exactly sure how to exactly play late game. I mean, you know, comment section for all criticism, both positive and... Wait, is there something such as positive criticism? Well, you know what I mean. Constructive criticism, comment section. I mean, we are definitely going to finish top 4, based on the fact there's only 4 people left. Toki's likely going to die to Makla. The question is, are we somehow going to beat this guy? Boogie Monster actually doing stuff, which is nice. Tidecaller being dead is also not bad. Security Rover unfortunately doesn't get the summon there. Because of the board space. Attack order and target seem like they aren't that bad, but he still has a lot of stuff. Apprentice still lives. Apprentice now is dead. I don't think we can win this, but we might be able to tie it. Oh, there's a Sneeds. And that's why Kangaroos Apprentice and Sneeds is a good combo. Or so it seems. Let's see what we get. Random Legendary, Foe Reaper. Would have been really good if he had attacked on our terms. Well, thanks to Poisons, he's gonna win this one. Amalgam is only a 2-star though, so if he hasn't... Oh god, he also has that guy. I think we lost, yeah. We lost because of Solo the Murloc. Can we at least see... Yep, we finished 3rd with Giant Finn and Makla still alive, you know. Say what you will about Murlocs. They won this time. I tried mechs, I didn't fully go mech. There's definitely mistakes I made. I mean, I saw the one tiger mech thing that I missed there. There was maybe some places where I could have put extra health on the security rover rather than the amalgam. But you know, leave me your thoughts in the comment below and like the video if you enjoyed it. I already said the thing about comments. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more videos like this, as well as more informative videos aimed both at beginners and intermediate players, and some semi-regular tournament play, subscribe to the channel, and that's it.